Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. Today's stream is pretty much the exact same thing I put in the title. Um, Basically, today is 3rd of April, I believe, and if you look at the achievements for the small April Fools, these achievements end tonight at Japanese time 23:59, so basically 1 minute from midnight. So this is like a little reminder that today's the last day to do these achievements, and it's basically just obtain 500 April carats. If it was like a normal update where we actually played like long dungeons, this wouldn't be a problem. But right now with the Amakusa Shiro event, I know a lot of us are just logging in every 20 energy, doing a run of his dungeon, and logging out. At least that's the case with me and Lyra and a bunch of others. And we're not really getting mobs and carrots. You might get like 1 carrot per kill on the guy. So some people might forget about that. But they have they're pretty good achievements. I already gotten 3 of them. I'm missing 2. The last one is basically get 500 of these carrots, get 2 gacha tickets, and for some people, exactly, it's very bussin' to get gacha tickets. So there's 2 gacha tickets. You know, that could be a Vanguard. Probably can't be a Vanguard, but that could be an Ogi. That could be something. Could be an extraction ticket. Could be something for your room. You know, it's better to have gacha tickets in your hands than to just have them fizzle away into the ether. There's also weapon grade powder. What else is there? You can basically find them in your list just by looking for, I think it's the Morningstar collection plan? Yeah, so there's 2 energy restores. If you haven't started at all and you want to get it done before it ends, the first achievement's 2 energy restores, 2 soul eggs, 2 repair fairies. I don't know why it's 2 of everything, but whatever. 2 superb amulets, 5 durability ticket 50s, and a repair whetstone, which is kind of useless. And then it's the 2 what was it again? 2 weapon grade powder and then 2 gotch tickets, or was it 3 weapon grade powder? 2 weapon grade powder. So those are available. Hey Miyamoto, how you doing? And beyond that, if you go to the I'll go there right now. If you go to the NPC in Onigashima, it's basically Izuna wearing a horse head. You can trade your carrots for the horse heads. I think you only need like 300 for the exchange shop. If you've already gotten the head in the past, you can't get it again. That's just evident. She's located right here, like right in front of where Genai would have been for the event that we have right now. So right there, Inuzan Black. They just say, nay, you can exchange April carrots. So in the item exchange, I'm already done, so I can't really look at the cost of this stuff. They won't give me the horse head, but I'm pretty sure it's 100 drops for each. Oh, it said horsehead black and then horsehead grace, which is the white horsehead. And I can look at them with the little hourglass thing. There you go. Look at the hair. Fuck. I never actually really looked at that, like zoomed in. So there's one that matches my wings a bit better. And then you have the black one, which should match the exact same one right there. Now, one thing that this brings into question, and I think that would be hilarious, is that this is a Vanguard right here. It's until April 3rd. She says it right there. But this is a Vanguard, and they put a headpiece on a Vanguard. So, is this Cyrusep's way of saying, like, hey, would you guys like to be able to, like, decorate your Vanguards? Because that would be kind of cool, not gonna lie. Like, if we could put, like, random pieces that don't conflict on our Vanguards, that'd be wild. Like, I would put my devil horns on, like, maybe Keiji's hat, and it would pop through. Like, maybe that'd be cool. Like, I don't know. For those who watch this video later, let me know in the comments if you think, like, if you'd like to be able to, like, you know, decorate your Vanguards, like put some clothing on them and stuff. It's the last day for the April Fool's achievements and to get the horse heads. It's a very, very small micro event that we have. So basically the reason why I'm bringing it up, I mentioned this earlier, it's because you need to run dungeons that have mobs to get this stuff. If you're only doing the event, chances are you don't have all these done, and it's the last day for it. So let me look up. I literally can't remember Japanese time compared to my time. So it's like Japanese Pacific time or something. Japan time. Let me look it up to compare. So right now in Japan, it is 11:09 p.m. So there's like there's like an hour. There's literally an hour. Yeah, there's like an hour. So I guess we're just gonna stream until the hour goes by. I didn't even consider that. I forget all the time. My time is literally 24 hours away from Japan because of daylight saving time. Sometimes it's 23, sometimes it's 24. So basically, yeah, if you want to get these achievements, we have like 49 minutes to do so. So what I've been doing is just going in and out of Banjiro Island. That's what I'm doing. So this is less of a reminder, as in like it's ending right now. It's honestly something that slipped my mind. I completely forgot about it. Just because it's so like minor. Like what's a gacha ticket to an SP ticket or a premium ticket or whatever. But it's just something most people don't even know we have this. So basically I'm just going into Banjiro, doing the first floor, and there we go, we got one of them. I'm just mashing circle, getting the carrots. So that was at least like 13 carrots, just right there. I don't know if you could get all 500 right now, but you're welcome to try. Now, what if you don't have access to the islands? You could literally just do like any dungeon that has a lot of mobs that you could load into quickly. Like you could do like, would you do Echigo? You could do like Secluded Forest in Kaga. That's pretty good. Apparently, they do not drop from infinitely spawning sources. I read that in the update page. Like, you cannot go to the end of Secluded Forest where they have the ant that constantly summons all of the papers and fight them. But supposedly, it will not drop from mobs that just infinitely respawn. So that's something to consider. Because that's usually the tactic we take when we farm mags. Like, we try to find infinite drop sources. So that would mean, like, you couldn't just kill flies that instantly respawn. Like, that would be a better indication. Hey Tekada, how you doing? But supposedly, based on what Cyberstep said, that won't happen. Oh, you can boost for these? I didn't realize. Yeah, it just comes down to if people are going to be aware. What the hell's not dead? Oh, I could have swore he was not there. Or he was hiding under my chain. So yeah, if you're really desperate, you could use a 50% or 100% or one of the limited boosts we get from Braza's exchange shop, whatever his name is. Shiro. I just like the way he talks. He calls me Braza when I log into the game. Oh, it ran out? Really? Okay. Like, this event would have been great during the last event. Like, where we were picking up drops anyway during the, Makami and, what's her name? Miyamoto? So what does that put me at for the achievement? Achievements. Yeah, I just got one of them. 400 out of 400, receive all, and then the second one, I'm at 481. I've gotten like 200 in like 5 minutes. Like almost 200. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could do this in like half an hour of Wananashi. Or what, not Wana. Well, I like Wananashi. Banjiro, Wananashi, whatever you want. Wananashi's nice because it just boss done. But whatever. If you want to save that 1 second loading the list. The problem is that the regular carrots also drop, so like you can't just like judge them by eye. Because we're just like, wait, I'm getting regular carrots, getting like April carrots, like what's the deal? I did get a mag. I don't know what it was. I think it was a Chrysanthemum Magatama or something. Thanks, KG. There it is. There's the proc. So that's the gotcha ticket right there. Can Raiden kill this guy? I want to know. I want him to spawn. Oh yeah, right there. Look at that. So now I don't need any more carrots. Okay. He took longer to spawn than the whole dungeon took to run. So that's done. I'm also on premium boost, so I am getting carrots at like a higher rate. It only has 3 days left. Wow, I bought that for the event. Completely forgot about it. It was so good for chocolates, because you were just always killing chocolates. I don't know if I'm gonna get it for this month. I don't think so. Just because there's like nothing we're really doing. Like if they put out a purg, I might, just because that's like another chance at jewels or whatever. Nuclei. My bargains have not changed in the past like 3 days. It's been weird. So what does that do? So achievement wise, am I done? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so Morningstar collection 1 through 8. Just collect 500 of these carrots. Pretty chill. I thought we had longer, but it's not something I considered. Completely slipped my mind. Just been playing other games, doing stuff. Like I'm just like doing energy management. I didn't even like consider it. So where's my inventory? How many carrots did I actually get? 303. Yeah, so I would have bought the 2 horse heads and then gotten this many carrots. So I don't know if the carrots are worth anything. Like, do you guys know if you can like trade them in? Like, are they worth anything in the point room? Imagine they're like 100 points each. Like, oh my god, that'd be crazy. Or are they considered food? Like, can we eat them? I don't even know. What are these carrots? Bring that back. Can I eat you? Use. Well, how much did he... Okay. I ate it, but nothing happened. It's like 500% drop boost. What? April carrots is a food. Recovery 0 HP. What? What? Oh, restores 5%. Okay. When eaten, and it's Izuna's weakness. Okay, it can be obtained in all areas except certain monsters. So that's the auto respawning. So they're like 5% heal, which is like a Chiami and a half. So they're like, if you were at max, you'd get you'd get like 500 times 5. You'd get like 2,500 if you had 50k HP. So, yeah, they're not a secret OP food, which is a shame. I don't think they're like artisan swords either. Oh, look at that axe. It's a cool looking axe. So I don't think you can turn food into the pointer room though. No, you can't. So they have no secondary worth. Maybe they'll be usable like next year if you want to hold on to them. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep doing it for like the hour. I'm gonna bring Gembu actually. See if I get like extra drop boost or anything like that. Well, I would. See how much it matters. Just so that like anyone who clicks on the stream can just like, oh, I can watch or whatever. See what, like they can like look in and be like, hey, what do I have to do? And it's just like, oh, he's farming islands. Okay. Obviously, like, a body party would be beneficial, like, it would be, like, way faster, but there's, like, no body parties. Because we just had a server reset, like, there's nothing glitched, like, everything is just, like... I loaded it up, and there was, like, 5. I was like, oh, this is nice. Oh, right, we can use Gemba. Fucking carrots, holy shit. Yeah, drop boost hella works. Holy shit. That's crazy. Yeah, you could, if you're really desperate in the, like, 25 minutes we have left, you just, like, pop a little 100 or a 200, or, well, I guess if you're desperate, you pop a 300, but is it 300 worth of gotcha tickets? That's up to you to decide. And you just wah wah wah. Someone's cooking something in this house. Like a stew or something. I feel like this little event is going to be like the most forgotten event ever, but I can't say that because there's a ton of events I've already forgotten about. Like, people are just going to be like, oh, that was a thing. Like, this, like, after this stream is done, people are going to, like, be like, oh, that was a thing. Oh, they're going to see it in their notification and be like, oh, that was a thing. Oh, that was a thing. Oh, that was a thing. And I don't blame them. I think a mag dropped. I saw something. Yeah, there it is. The meteorite Magatama. Okay. Yeah, I literally got up, had some leftover pizza for breakfast, and logged into Genshin for like 2 hours, and then I'm just like, oh, let's log into Oni. Oh, right, the April Fool's thing. I was just trying to see if my daily achievements reset for the Shiro event, because I do like you only have to do 1 run to get the 6 restores of everything and all that stuff. And I was like, let me check if these reset. Like, oh, they didn't. And I saw these achievements. I'm like, oh, that's supposed to end. So I'm gonna start having stalls out to like sell carrots. Are these desirable? Quick, you guys need like 500 carrots. They're like 1 OC a piece. Come and get them. Damn. I'm still gonna check. Dang. Hey, Reiji, I think I saw you earlier. How you doing? Where are these carrots at? Damn. Yeah, I got like 120 carrots in like, I don't know how many runs, but not long. And I can already imagine a lot of players just like, oh, that was a thing, oh well. Or some of them were already on it, like I'm just, I don't know. The rewards aren't bad, it's like 2 soul eggs, just a bunch of stuff. It's like a mini login calendar incredibly fast. That's a good way to put it. It is just a mini login calendar. There is actually, you guys probably already know by now, but the event has its own login calendar. But when I did my first stream of the event, I did it before reset, so I never even saw login. So we didn't get a chance to look at it, but the login calendar basically has like 105 extra login OC, so make sure you're logging in this month every day. Like log in, get your stuff, get your scrap, like finish the exchange shop by all means, and then just move on with your lives. Work on your Darkfin, do what you need to do. As it were. Me personally, me and my friends have been playing, just going through the story together of Borderlands, Wonderlands. We've been enjoying that. It's been really fun. It's so refreshing to like play a game where you can grind as much as you want and there's no like energy or anything. Like when you go and play a game like that, it is so like when you come from like where we play gacha games, we play Genshin, we play Oni, we play some people play games on their phone with energy systems. You know, when you go for and the thing is, you play those games because like they're like so good gameplay wise. It's like, oh, I love this game, but then there's so many like bullshit limitations and monetization and all that other shit of like just restrictions to gameplay, like energy and stamina and time-based mechanics and only certain days, whatever. And then you go and play a game where you can just literally play it non-stop. It is so refreshing. Like when I played Pokemon Arceus, like I put like 155 hours into that. Just enjoyed the ever-living time out of it. Just like, oh, I can keep playing? Oh, amazing. Like, it's kind of different, but it was like open world exploration, finding stuff, collecting stuff, fighting stuff. Like, I enjoyed the shit out of that. And then I play Borderlands, and it's just like, oh, all I gotta do is close the game and reopen it, and I can farm again? Oh, that's easy. Easy. So, like, it's so refreshing to just remember that there are games like that out there, that you can just play them. Like, especially when we do, like, stuff like this all the time. Where it's just like, oh, get your energy every day, go to work, use energy, go to work, come back, use energy. Like, that works, but, like, it's draining sometimes. We've all been there. Like, every MMO or gacha game has, like, its honeymoon phase. Like, when you first start, it's just like, oh, yeah, there's so much to do, I gotta stay on top of it. And then eventually you reach a point where you're like optimized, and it's just like, well, sure, there's stuff to do, but is it worth doing? And we go through that challenge all the time, where it's like, hey, there's a new thing to do. Yeah, but is it better than my current gear? No. Oh, okay. I will take my login OC and just store up restores for when, like, wake me when you need me. Like a Master Chief thing. Like, but yeah, like I can't, like the biggest problem, like the biggest boon of Oni is that it's the game that never ends, and that's why that's like the best thing about it. You play it like, oh, I just want something to play that's fun, that there's always something to do. And then you play other games, like similar games like Dynasty Warriors games, things like that. They do have a long grind period. You'll play them for like 300 hours, but that's it. And then it's like, it was awesome. I got to play it non-stop. There was no energy requirement, just my own physical stamina. And then it runs out, and you come back to this game. And it's just how it is. Like, and that's really why you can't find like a shit gacha game. If you do, like, that's really bad. But like usually like a gacha game will sell you on its gameplay. Like its gameplay is so good that you'll willingly like wait 12 hours to play it again. And then when you do, you just play the shit out of it and you put it down for like another 12 hours or whatever. Or you'll pay to play more with energy and stuff like that. Like sort of like the old days of going to arcades, which I will admit is before my time. Like that's more like the 80s, and I'm more in the 90s years. But like back in those days, but like back in those days in the arcades, like you would have people who would take like a fist. Like back then, you gotta realize that money, fistful of quarters or like a whole cup of quarters, and like if they just wanted to play like rounds of a fighting game, they'd have to pay in the arcade, like before home consoles and stuff. Like that's a different generation than mine, but like it's always been there. Like, oh, you want to play Golden Axe for like a day with your friends? Well, oh, you died, you gotta go put another quarter in there, or whatever. And like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's just a quarter, oh, it's just 10 cents, oh, it's just this, it's just that. And it's like, they made bank. They made a lot of money off those machines. Not just like on the machines, but on the canteens. Like it was like going to a carnival every day. That's your generation? Yeah. Like, and how much would you like pay on a weekend or like an outing to the arcade? Like there was no free to play, by the way, back in the 80s and, you know, the early 90s, you know. Like there was none of that. It was, now you could, some places would let you have like a membership and you would just have a swipe card. That's more like the 2000s era, where you just be like, hey, you want to get a membership to the arcade? Yeah, sure. Like you just pay like $10 or whatever a month, and you'd come in and you could just play as much as you want because you were registered. You know, as long as like no one else wanted to play your machine or whatever. And that was like a pseudo, like in between renting a game and stuff. Like you would just rent the space. You just have a it's sort of like a mixture between like renting and Netflix. Like during that era where people could have memberships and like, yeah, come on in and just swipe your card in the game and you can just play it. Like most of the arcade machines when you go to like a resort are like that. Like, oh, you have your pass, which everyone has because you wouldn't be on the resort without a pass. And then you just play all day or whatever. Like it wouldn't make sense. Like I would go to places like Dominican Republic or Cuba or whatever, and you go to like a fancy resort or even like a cruise ship or whatever, and you're not gonna like be like, hey, I spent like $2,000 on this trip. All right, you want to play this arcade machine? Put some dollars in it. And it's like, what? I don't even have those that your currency to play this machine. They don't even hit me. But yeah, like, what was I getting about? Like, I was going on about something. The, oh, frig, he's here. I thought I didn't even start the run. I thought I was on the first island. But yeah, so, like, the whole arcade generation, like, people would pay, like, 25 cents or $1 a run or whatever at the arcade to play their whatever they got. And then nowadays, it's like, we'll pay for like an energy restore, and like you couldn't imagine telling someone 30 years ago that like, oh yeah, we pay like $3 in our modern. It's like, so you guys have like arcade machines in your home that you own that you can play anytime you want. Yeah. And they still make you pay $3 to restore energy? Like a day's worth of energy? Yeah. And it's a $500 console? You know it. Like, how much does that even work out to be? Like, really? Like, how much does that work out to be? So, like, let's say you went to I know the answer to this. I know the answer to this question, actually. So, if you wanted to do like an hour of restoring, like straight, and you're doing like the fastest dungeon possible, they'd have a change machine in the arcade to convert a $5 bill to 20 quarters. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you would have spent a fortune. Absolutely. Like, I'm thinking about like the grind to 140. Like, that was literally the fastest. Going to 140 is literally the fastest way you can use energy in restores, because it's like a 30-second run on PS5. Like, it's a 30-second in and out, like even like less so. So like, that was like $25 an hour. Like, that was like reverse working. Like, that was like how much it would cost to employ myself. So, so realistically, if you're doing experience dungeon, like restoring all of it with OC, you're looking at like $25 an hour. So that would be like $100 every 4 hours. And it took like, it's literally reverse working, because Like that's just like around what I get paid to work an hour. So like that's literally what it would cost to do it. So an hour's work was an hour's play, which is very disproportionate. Because I remember the days of like when I would play Dragon Age and stuff on the Xbox, and that was like that was like a $60 game for like, and it got me like 100 hours of gameplay. And at that time, I felt like that was the metric. I felt like if a full price game does not get you 100 hours of gameplay, it's not worth it. Like that was like the bare minimum for me. But now you take that same price. Now inflation wise in Canada, our regular AAA games are $80. They come to about $100 a game with tax. Like if I buy a game for the Switch, it's like $100. Like every time, the tax is like $105. Like it's insane. So now I need to get like $1 an hour's worth of gameplay out of something. Like that's where I feel comfortable paying full price for a game. Although like 10 years ago, which is disgusting to say, but it would have been like twice the it would have been twice that metric. So $60 for that's without tax, just $60, $60 with tax, whatever. More like 70. And then I would have wanted that to get me like 100 hours of gameplay for $60, which is fair. And especially when you consider like you go to a concert or something, you're gonna pay 300 some bucks or whatever the tickets cost plus travel and gas and hotels, things like that for a weekend. Like even a convention doesn't cost that much to go to like an anime convention or something. Like I remember when we went, it was like maybe $200 or $300 a person, and then you spent money on posters and all this stuff. Like you would definitely go negative. You absolutely go negative for the experience, but the experience is what matters. So, but like, there's a difference. Like you do like a concert like once a month or once every couple of months, or a convention once a year, or something like that. But then if you consider like having your own arcade machine in your house that you play, and it makes you feel like you have to play it every day. And like, let's say if every day you did like an hour of restores, which is respectable. I mean, some people are gonna spend like they'll get like a nice $20 lunch at work every day, and that helps you get through your day. That's absolutely fine. Like I'm like that. Like the most for me, like the most gourmet thing I can get to go to work is like this sub from this place that's just the best sub in the whole world. To me, it's like just the most delicious thing. It's like bacon and steak and mushrooms and onions all grilled up together, and with like cheese on top. Like it's just so good, and that'll cost me like $10.97, and I get that like once or twice a week. Or like if I'm running late, I'll pick up like a Toucan Dine at McDonald's, and I'll eat that for lunch, eat that for supper. You know, like a little treat. Like if I spend like $10 a day, like that's enough to get through a work day. Like that's pretty chill. But then like if you put that to like Oni, like let's say you wanted to do like an hour restore every day of like Horse Dungeon or whatever, something you need to do and you're yourself. Like that's gonna cost you like maybe $5 a day based on how many runs you get out of that dungeon. But realistically though, like arcade machines in your house, like so let's just say you did like an hour of Experience Dungeon a day. Let's just say. So you're looking at like 25 times 7. Let's just say 25. Yeah. Can't math. So 50 times 3. So you're looking at 150 plus another. Man, I can't even math. 25. I should be able to do this. $175. Jesus. I was like doing it all wrong. It's literally just 25 times 4 is 100 plus another 3, 75. So you're looking at $175 a week. That's kind of crazy. And then if you did that for like a month, because you would not be able to level up at that point. Let's say you did that for like a month, an hour a day of restoring. You're looking at the whole price of a console every month. Absolutely. So like the arcade machine probably cheaper. Because like you don't have like a goal. Like you don't own a save file at the arcade that needs to be maintained. Like that's not, you know, that's not your prerogative. And it's not something you do every day either. It was more of a weekend thing or a day off thing or something like that. It's just crazy to think about it a lot of the times. I know like when I roll, I'll usually talk about like, you know, here we go, we're gonna go drop the price of a PS4 to get one character. Like, it's rough. It's rough at times. Which is kind of why like I roll a lot less, because like I find rolling is like an investment. Like you get a character like Honda, like you're gonna be solid. You should be solid for like 3 years. Like KG, like I don't even know how long KG's been out, but she's been like the #1 best investment ever, because you have access to like 3 elements, instant charge, the ability to heal yourself. Like there's a reason she's at the top of the tier list. Like right now all I want is the 5th scroll of Battle Maiden Shizuka, and even then I continue to use her with 4 scrolls because there are dungeons that have mobs. And she was amazing last month. She was like OP as all hell. Like not thunderbolts, but her arrows were just... Is this Wananashi or is this Banjiro? I don't even know. But like, even though like that's what I want is like gameplay out of games. Like games have to be fun, but I want like hours of gameplay as well. Like I want to be able to enjoy them for a long period of time. Like every game should be like a new chapter in your life, like something you're playing. And like I still like struggle with like New Game Plus. The concept of New Game Plus to me is just, especially in like Japanese RPGs, just bothers the shit out of me. I don't know why. Like, it's just like, okay, it took me like 40 hours, or it took me like 25 hours to beat like this game's story. And it's like, oh, you want the true ending and you want all the stuff? It's like, play it again, keep all your levels, you'll crush everything. But then, like, do all these side quests and do all this stuff and play stuff that you couldn't do the first time. It drives me right up a wall. It drives me right up a wall. Like, I'm the type who would sooner, like I cannot be bothered to, like... It's very rare for me as a person to, like, bend over backwards to get, like, a platinum or a trophy in a game. Because I have no... I equate no value to an in-game trophy or an achievement. Like, I do not give... I really don't care about, like, getting platinums or trophies or anything like that. Like, it doesn't matter. Especially the older you get and you just play games. Like, you just play something else. Like, the trophies I got 10 years ago on the Xbox are worth diddly squat. Like, on the 360. Like, they don't... Like, it's the memories you make and the stories and the videos and, like, those things with your friends that really matter. Like, having fun. Getting all the little achievements in a game of what they think you should do or how you should do something, that's on them. Like, I don't know. I don't see the underlying motivation in it. Like, if it's something easy to do, sure, cool, blah bling, blah bloop, whatever. But, like, I don't get it. Like, they don't get you anything. Like, back in the day, like, on the Xbox, though, on Halo, like, Halo 3, you had to do achievements because they were tied to unlocking in-game content. Like, back when games actually had unlocks and things weren't paid DLC and all that stuff. Like, I would rather... Like, I would love... Like, I know Switch doesn't have, like, achievements, but I'd rather play, like Smash Brothers and get an achievement every single time I got a character. Like, I would rather that happen. Like, oh, you got a skin, here's an achievement. Like in Halo, you would have to do achievements to unlock certain armor pieces. Like it wasn't just here's a battle pass, here's this, here's that. It was like, oh, do this specific thing to unlock something that affects your gameplay, because it just makes what you're doing more enjoyable. Like to have a katana or to have this certain helmet or whatever for something you're actively playing. Like I don't get the point of like, here, go get this achievement for, like, go do this thing in a certain way and go get all these achievements and then just never play the game again. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's like paint, like, I don't even know, like, it'd be like painting your house and like making your house perfect just to never touch it again, and you don't get any money from selling it. Like, I couldn't imagine the amount of like beta mentality that would go into like, hey, want to buy an account that has all the achievements for this game? Like, what? 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 That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like, it'd be like buying a plate. It's like, hey, I'm gonna order a steak, but I want it already eaten. Why? Because I don't want to eat it. I just want the world to know that I have the plate that had this one steak on it that was fully devoured. It's like, what? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't add up to me. I don't understand. Like the real achievements should just be like a guiding post to be like, hey, you're on the right direction, or you did something really, really hard and get an unlock for it. If an achievement's just an achievement, it's just a void piece of paper. Like, it's just, you did the thing. Really? Am I special? Well, we gave the list of the tasks for everyone to do, and you're just one of them who did it. Yay! Like, I don't get it. Like, that's why I kind of like, obviously I like gacha games and stuff and MMOs a lot more, because it's like a feats. Like, you could beat Tensho, like Dragon Arc, whatever, and congratulations, you beat Tensho. You got 40 medals. It's like, okay. Or you can be like, hey, I beat the ever-living shit out of this guy, and I got his weapon. I have a physical, well, you know, realistically, in-game speaking, I have a physical representation of the achievement I've done. Like in Oni, like every weapon you get, every mag you get, like it's a representation of an achievement you've done. Like if you don't get anything out of it, then it's either a memory, you know, it's like a fun time. And I find, like, I used to shit on perks all the time when they were like $400 a fucking in a month. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. But like actually getting the weapons and getting a group together and just having fun playing it and running through with your friends, like that, those are memories to me that I cherish. It was a time when we got on and we played. Like, it's very hard to get people on Oni nowadays for a long period of time. Because, like, a lot of stuff's just not worth getting or whatever. Like I envy people that can get on and play for hours on end with their friends and go through the story and do this stuff. Like, it's an experience that I really enjoy. And then doing that in long periods of time, like, it's like, hey, there's a thing to log in and play with my friends. That's awesome. Like, that to me, like, that's what it's worth at. Like, when I look at these perk weapons that I have, it's like, you know, it was me party chatting with these people. Like, it's an embodiment of those memories, and I like that. Like, to me, like, that's worth the money, more so than the weapon. And then that just enables you to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So, like, it's fun to think about the evolution of gaming, really. When it comes from, like, you know, the arcade machine, you just played the thing, you put in your ASS at the end, you got your high score, and then you compete. And really, like, that was the most, like, developers getting money out of people was like, hey, can you beat this guy's high score on your local machine? Like in the Donkey Kong machine, or in the Golden Axe, or in the Space Invaders, or, you know, all that good stuff. Like, that was the most predatory the industry was like, hey, can you get the top score and put your three-letter tag on it? And then that went to online leaderboards, and then I find nowadays there's not much validity in rankings, because things can be spoofed so much, because people can hack their shit. They can go through like cheat engines and stuff. Like, developers are there to make a game. They're not there to like be law enforcement and not let people do stuff, you know, or online law enforcement. Like, they got bigger fish to fry. They gotta make like the game too. Unless they're esports or something. But even then, like, everything is dwarfed to like esports. Every in-game achievement or reward is dwarfed to like winning a tournament in like a fighting game or a competition or something, because that actually rewards you money-wise. Like, and then it just spirals out of control if you think about it, where it's like, oh, the only thing that should be done is, the only thing you should get good at is like, oh, an esport game, because then you could win money or whatever. Or if you become a really good streamer, then you make money, and then that's just like a very toxic spiral, because then you think like your playtime has no value because you don't get anything out of it, but forgetting that just kind of betrays the whole experience. So that's toxic behavior. And then some people forget what it's like to enjoy themselves, and you see YouTubers burn out all the time because they go through that, and it's just like, guys, you gotta take a break. Especially in gacha games, where it's all just throwing money at a screen to try and get good or whatever, instead of, you know. And Oni is actually one of the, in my opinion, I still believe that, like, you do not need every single Vanguard to be good in this game, because this game existed before Vanguards. Like, if you build your weapons right, you log into your events, you take what you can get. Like, if you have Icicle Punishment, things like that, Kodo Mags, you're as good as a Vanguard. Like, you can dodge shit, you can do Oni modes, you can go to town. Like, recently, what did I do? I put out a poll talking about how, I asked people how they felt about, like, time trials and rankings. Well, not really time trials, but just dungeons having rankings. Like, I should have asked, like, different questions. Like, the main thing I really wanted to get out of it was, like, how do people feel? Like, are rankings indicative? Like, are they a good representation of how good a player is? Or, like, are they? Like, if someone gets, like, a sub 2-minute time in Dew Creek, does that mean they're really good? Or does that mean they have all the expensive tools? Like, is someone, like, are you, like, it's the argument of, like, are you making a birdhouse out of what you have around you and putting your ingenuity to work? Or are you buying $30,000 tools and you're making, like, a professional birdhouse out of the greatest wood you can buy? And, like, in the end, it still fulfills the same function. Like, if someone, I don't know, like, if someone brings a Ferrari to a go-kart race, is he rewarded, or is he, like, looked at through shifty eyes? Like, did they pick up all the mags? Like, did they get experience? Were they on an experience boost? Like, were they running it, like, after 10 hours of running it for experience, or were they just doing it in and out? Like, were they leaving? Like, it's hard for me to, like, I can't value times enough. I was in a chat yesterday, we were talking about a little bit with some people I don't usually talk to, but I was in a chat group with them, so. And I always talk about, well, consistency's better, like, than times. Like, I'd rather, and I sent them a picture, like, I have this many soul eggs because I'm not dying. Like, I have the stuff, I'm doing the things, but I'm taking my time and making sure, like, you know, it's measure twice, cut once, and not just run through soul egg, fill up with bow, feast of the damned, go ham, like, fill up your Vanguard, prayer crystals. Like, I don't have it, like, I don't know. Like, there's two sides of the coin, like, go fast or resource management. Or if you can do both, then you're obviously the winner. If you're going, like, fast as fuck and you're not wasting prayer crystals, you're not wasting soul eggs, you're not wasting resources, and you're getting consistent results, then you're at the top of the pinnacle. You're at the apex of Onigiri gaming, in my opinion. Like, to do both. And then it comes down to how long can you do that? Can you do it once and you're done? Like, are you a one-run chump? Or can you maintain doing this for hours on end, like the actual grind? Like, I always call it, like, playing on the razor's edge. Like, yeah, you can beat this boss, you can, like, dash and perfect block and this and that and this, that. And you watch one video where they do it perfectly one time, but is it just the one time, or is it consistently every single time? Like, do you lose runs of a purge? Do you lose energy? Like, for me, like, that's the big end is, like, when I pay energy for a dungeon, unless, like, not the unthinkable, but, like, unless we just fucking crash, like, I never want to lose the energy for the party because we just fucked up, we wasted 10 soul eggs, and we've got to start dipping into OC. And at that point, if you're dipping into OC, you're going negative. You're going so negative because, like, the cost of a restore is, like, does not equate to, like, 5 energy to get up in a dungeon. Maybe once. But if it's every single time, you need to stop and rethink what you're doing. This is Wananashi, that's fine. So it's 12 o'clock. April Fool's should be over. I'm curious if stuff will still drop or not, or... Right. So, like... I hear you there. Like, Oni solos. But at the same time, like... Izuna just disappeared? Really? Yeah, I haven't got a carrot this entire run. See, my thing with Oni solos is that, like, it's not indicative of true... Like, it's not how the game's meant to be played. Like, why would you choose to be suboptimal and not running a party? Like, I don't get it. Like, I personally, I put this in the rank on my, not ranking, but in my, poll. And I asked, do you think there should be a mode that's literally, it's not Oni mode, it's just no Vanguard mode. Because Oni mode has its own problems where you get no SP regen, you have to, like, either land perfect blocks, or you have to eat SP, or you have to meditation yourself, or whatever. Like, it's like a one little... What's the word for that? It's like one little microcosm of the game with its own rules that are seen nowhere else except for that one specific mode. Like, there's no Oni mode for Dew Creek. Like, we don't have a way to determine how good someone is without a mount, without a Vanguard, without an assist, to, like, see how fast they can do something, unless, of course, we take it upon ourselves to do house rules and to film the run or to stream the run like you would a normal speed run in another game. Like, there's no in-game way to correctly display that, because we all know that if 5 people go into a dungeon and only one person comes out, we know how that ranking is going to look, and that can be manipulated. So I don't trust shit. Like, I've seen what it was back in the day before KG. You could have 2 people go into Mephi, one person crashes, one person comes out. Oh, fuck, they did Mephi in 20 seconds. You know? Like, how the fuck did you do it? I don't know, man. I don't know. So, like, I think there should be, like, a page 2 for every dungeon. I would love that, actually. Like, if it was page 2, like, it's a 135 dungeon version of what you're doing or whatever. Cyberstep should make, like, page 2, page 3, page 4 for, like, every place, so that there's, like, regular Oni, like, just regular gameplay, and then, like, one where it's like, hey, let's make everything upscale to your level. If that's all it has to be, is, like, upscale the dungeon. If you're level 131, it upscales the dungeon to 131, you get more experience out of it, and your drop rate goes up by, like, 1% per level or something. Like, an actual reason to level beyond holding the weapons that don't exist. Like, the highest level you realistically need to be in this game is 130, 136 if you want the extra chakra, because no weapon exists higher than that. Like, going to 140 is like getting chakra. Like, there's no point being 137, there's no point being 139. It's either be 136, 138, or 140. Like, I would sooner there be, like, if you clicked on a dungeon page, like, if we look at people be right here, like, if I click on, if I want to know, like, who's the fastest at Wananashi, but without using Mikami, or without using this, that, or whatever, like, and then it comes into question of sublimes, like, do we make people run the dungeon without using Ogis? Do we let people use Ogis? Do we let people use, like, that's, like, it's so hard, and it's all really, like, not and even then, the more restrictions you put, it's not, like, representative of true, of, like, how the game's supposed to be played. Because, like, in the rawest of nature, like, the game's supposed to be played, like, yeah, you have Vanguard, you have Mount, you have Assist, you go fucking ham, you Fujin Circle, then Sublime everything, you get on your Mount, you use a Tidal Wave, you get off, you do this, you do that, you Vanguard, you dash, 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 you kill everything, you get off, you fill up, you do this, da-da-da, you kill the boss yourself, you don't worry about time, like, do-do-do. Like, you do all these little, like, da-da-da-da-da-da things, and it's like, yay, I did it in so much time. And then it's like, it is what it is. And then, the biggest thing that makes me talk about it the most is that when we had our server reset, all times were taken away. So, like, all these rankings go away. Like, there are, now for normal, there are people running normal in a minute. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is the point of this? Is the point just to get a run-in, or are you doing it for the story? Like, this dungeon is like a 115 dungeon. So if we look, it's like, well, a 129 did it in a minute. A 118 did it in a minute 10. Like, does this mean that he's as good as him? Or, like, where does that matter? Like, why are they running normal? We look at hard. It's the exact same time. So then we look at hell. It's 46 seconds. So you have a 130 doing a dungeon. Like, look at me. 139. I'm not even fast. I did this like a year ago. Fuck. I did it in like 59 seconds. And then we have a minute. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. What dungeon is this? Wananashi. Fuck. I don't even know why I did this. Like, I wasn't even expecting to see that. Like, I don't know. But how do, like, it's just, I find there's no validity in it. That was just complete coincidence. I didn't even know I had a time. I really think that, like, we should, like, remember how we used to have, like, RTA? Like, there used to be a section for, like, RTA? Like, there should be, like, what do you call it? There should be a section, like, it should be, like, in your room or something, and it should just be a book that shows you a list of every dungeon you have, like, a top 10 time in. Otherwise, like, how am I supposed to, like, if I don't care, like, I'm just running a dungeon because I have something I have to do there, like, I'm not, like, vain enough to, like, oh, I need to get a time for every dungeon. So, like, if I have times for stuff, like, I don't even know. Like, the other day I was talking with some people, and they were saying, they were talking about, they're like, there's not a single time that a 140 has in, like, the top time. And I was like, I'm the only, like, English player who can actually speak on behalf of a number on my head. And I'm just like, I don't even know if I have one. So then I went and looked. And I did. I had a time. And I'm not going to tell people I have a time in that dungeon, because then they're just going to go to that dungeon and do it. By me saying this, people are going to look at me like, oh my fuck, I got to go look at every time. And then they'll be like, oh, the dungeon he did is a dungeon that doesn't matter. Like, no one's going to do it. Because, like, it was something I needed to do, and I didn't even realize, like, I wasn't going for times. It was just like, oh, I need to do this, and no one else is ever going to do the dungeon, because I did a non-LTD version of a dungeon. So, like, you know the LTDs every day, like, there's Leviathan, there's Force of Chaos, there's Ignis, and all this stuff. Well, at one point, I was trying to get the recipe for Force of Chaos, like, my weapon. And I ended up getting it, like, it wasn't LTD day, but I was just like, okay, if the LTDs are about to end, you couldn't do them every day during January. And I'm like, I'm just gonna like give it a good solid hour. And I looked, I'm like, oh, I had the fastest time for Forest of Chaos. Now, if I look at the LTD version, it's not as fast as their times. But they have no reason to go do the non-LTD version, because why would you waste 60 energy a run to get something that you potentially don't need or are going to get shit rewards out of it just so you can go faster than like 4 minutes or whatever the fuck it was. Like, I streamed the whole day. I was just like, okay, KG, go in. And like, there are runs I'm going in, I'm just like dying. Like, I would die, or I would forget to fill up, and I would just fuck myself. But like, one of the runs I did it right, and it was just like, oh yeah, here you go. But it's not as fast as the other times. But it's like, I don't see what would be, someone would just like look at every time, be like, oh, there's a really bad time for like Daiku Cave Hard. I'm gonna go get that. And it's like, why? Who's gonna go one day and look at the time for Daiku Cave Hard? Like, do you take a picture of that and put it on your fridge? Like, I don't get it. But like, I used to have a time that I was proud of, and it was my Hades Elios time, which was like a minute and a half. And I uploaded the whole thing because it was literally raw. Like, I did it one run, and then I did it again the next run. A minute 32, and then a minute 30. And then that time was taken away because we merged. So it's like, the only thing that I value for that is I did a video of it. Now, if you look at the Hades Elios times that exist now that our servers are merged, there are faster times than that because spear users that had Ausame spears did exactly what I did, and they just did more damage because they had better gear. So if I had an Ausame spear and did the exact same thing I did before, going from a silhouette to an Ausame, yeah, I'd probably do like a minute 10 or a minute 25 or whatever. But I'm not going to, because I have nothing to get there. I already have the Elios weapon. Like, why would I do that? I'm not going to just go waste it. Like, I don't have that arcade mentality to go spend money to go get a high score. Like, what the fuck is that going to do? We already spend money to get vanguards and levels and shit. I'm not going to go waste money to get something I don't need. Now, if they release something that required me to make a second grace, to make a new weapon that was actually OP, maybe. But if the new weapon they want me to make using a grace is not as good as a Gakuho weapon, then it's probably not going to happen. And we saw that with the Abyss weapons. Like, one person in the entire universe, not counting, like, one person on the entire console universe has the Nothingness Sword, the Abyss weapon, which, as I've said before, is a 9-month endeavor. You have to get... Now, it could be a lot shorter if you go balls to the wall, like you're using vacation time, you're playing 24/7, you're not going to work, and you're making 3 pergs a month. I made 2 pergs in 1 month because Lyra bought the wrong recipe and we kept going. I said, I'll just make another weapon, we'll go. But, like, to go in with the mentality to go... Like, you could, realistically... Like, let's say you have Honda, you're ready to go, you walk into the sleet hell or whatever, and you have the mentality to, like, first aid fill for a minute, go up, stab, you're done in, like, 2 minutes, and you're just doing this for, like, 20 hours a day, or, well, let's factor in 8 hours sleep, so, like, 16 hours a day. Just, like, bam, you're just pumping out, you pump out 3 per guard weapons, like, a month. And you do that. Or at least you get all the drops for it from Purg, and then you farm the rest of it later. That's more so with, like, how El Sin worked, or the Lucifer weapon. Because you just got all the drops, then you farmed your El Sin shit. But realistically, like, if the stars lined up, and you were to get, like, the 3... and that's the thing, too. We've gone 2 months without... like a purg at this point. But, like, if you had to get, like, Levin, Sleet, Inferno back to back to back, and you went balls to the wall, and you made 3 of each, like, each month. So you make, like, 9 purgs, which energy restore wise is like a grand. It's like 3, like, fuck, man. That's so expensive. Anyway, Like, you're willing to do that, so you're paying like 3 grand per those things. Then you have to wait for Abyss to come and farm all of the Abyss stuff. So that's like another like 200-300 bucks worth of restoring, assuming you never crash, assuming you never lose. Um, like goddamn, like that's like probably like a plus everything else you'd have to do because I don't even know what the recipe really looks. I looked at it once and I said I'm not doing this. And that's assuming like you make 3 weapons in each month and then do the Abyss. Like, and that's taxing. Like I've played Purgs and it drains you. Like it's fun for the first couple days, but you play with people just get fucking tired. So like even if you had 4 months of like perfect like one Garg, next Garg, next Garg, Abyss, it would still take 4 or 5 months and like 1,500 bucks just to make that one weapon that is not objectively stronger than the Darkfin weapon. Like it's it's rough. Like, and if you don't kill yourself, it becomes like it would take longer to make a baby than it would. Or no, it would be longer to make that weapon. It'd be faster to make a baby than to make that weapon. And it's just like, on one hand, should Cyberstep redux this weapon? Yes. It should be like 1 of each weapon at that, not fucking 3. Like, what the hell? And then, should the people that have made it get reimbursed? Like, I think so. I think that if you have this weapon unlocked, like, if, like, you equip this weapon, there should be an achievement. Equip weapon, get, like, 2,000 OC. Like, easy. Like, there should be an achievement that's literally just that. Like, that should be, like... That should be how it's done, is literally achievement. Equip one of these weapons, get 2,000 OC. Like, that at least would fix it. Like, man. But other than that, like, I don't get, like, I was talking about this the other day streaming Genshin. And that's that, I feel like there's such a disconnect between Cyberstep and, like, Onigiri as a whole. Like, I feel like they just don't know what the meta is. Like, they don't know what's going on in their game. Like, there's such a big disconnect. I feel like this is in Genshin as well. But, like, especially with the Blaze Magatama coming out, like, that, I laughed at that mag for, like, 4 or 5 minutes. Like, I looked at the big mag, and it said, increase your damage by 250k. Every time you do 10 million damage, you get the capacity to do 250k more. And you do any of the math on this, and it's like, it's like if a store had a promotion. If you spent $10, every time you spend $10 in a store, and only if you spend $10, the store will give you 25 cents. Like, what? So your promotion is that you want me to spend $10 and you will give me a quarter. Yes. But if I go and buy the sandwich I like for $8.99, I get nothing? Yeah. And my goal is to spend $100? Yes. Like that's the whole point of, like, the enemy has 1 billion health. Every time you do 1% of that, you get an extra 0.02% of damage. Like, it's just so fucking, like, such a disconnect. Like, I remember, like, the hype going up into the Blaze Mag coming out, and I was saying, like, if it's anything less than 5 mil, it's gonna be garbage. And it's just, like, I was like, 3 mil at the minimum to make it worth, and it's just, like, fucking peanuts. Like, just the shell, like, the root, like, just, like, the worst take you could possibly imagine. Do I think anyone from Cyberstep plays Oni? No. I really don't. And we saw this when we had complained that there was a problem with Purple Mephi. That Purple Mephi would enter a state mid-teleport and not come out of his teleport, and he became unkillable. It was something like that back in the day. And GM Blue Boy, who was our GM at the time, got on wore his god mags, Wedgeblade, which if he had like all the super mags on, he gave himself max stats, he gave himself infinite range Blue Fang Blade because that's how the GMs play. Because there was a video Brody put out years ago where they invited Kathmander, a GM, to play Ausame with them, and literally they would just use Blue Fang Blade and it would hit for damage cap from infinite range, and they would just spam it with infinite cooldown. So they don't even play the same way we do. So it'd be like if we played Airsoft and they showed up with like a fucking sniper rifle, military grade, like, oh yeah, it's working as intended. Like, what? But literally, they came in and they killed Mephi. They had a time for Mephi for like sub a minute, and every other time was like 3, 4, 5 minutes. And they said, yeah, it was working as intended. Like, no, it's not. Like, it'd be like if the common folk were complaining that, and this is actually a problem in my province, is that the price of chips is too damn high. It's like the big deal is like you can get 3 bags of chips for $9, and it's like fucking when I worked at the grocery store, the deal was 3 for $6. It was 3 for $5. Then it was 3 for $7, 3 for $8, 3 for $9. It's not even a deal. It's $3 a bag. That was fucking expensive. And then they walk in with $1 billion. Like there's fucking nothing wrong here. Nah, that was fucking cheap. Like what? Like what? So even if they play, they don't. Cyberstep doesn't play as intended. Like I still don't understand, because like the Blaze Mag could be equipped at level 100, and like sometimes with these things, like you'll run into players who don't really know what they're doing, and I'll talk to them about their build, and they say, "Oh, I have this Senryu Mag," and I'm like, "Oh my god, you're a god! That's an amazing Magatama." Yeah, $3 bag of shit. Like where I used to work for a grocery store. They actually boycotted Frito-Lay, because in Canada it's just Lay's, not Frito-Lay, but in the States it's Frito-Lay. Same company. Like they make their own like no-name brand for chips, and they sell them cheaper. And when they made the move from 3 bags, $3 or it used to be 3 bags of chips, like the family pack, for $8. These are fucking potatoes. They grow in the ground. And the deal used to be 3 for $8, 3 for $8. Sometimes they would go down to like 2 for $4 or something like that. And they said, yeah, exactly. Like, no, bags are actually like $3.50, like $3.60. Like, I don't even know what the full price of a bag is. Like, I just don't even look. Anyway, the company wanted to promote it. Like you go to other stores that went through with this and you see it, the promotion. They have the little like not ticker tape, but the little ads underneath the shelving that says, "Oh, 3 for $9, 3 for $9," and it's like, that's not a sale. Fuck, man, I could get like 10 chicken tenders for that fucking price, and that's meat. Like, what the fuck? Like there's a hierarchy of like what food should be worth, and it's literally you just take the food pyramid and turn it upside down. Like grains, worthless, filler food. Eat this in famine so that you don't fucking starve. Then it's like fruit and vegetables. Yes, these are important, but like they shouldn't be as expensive as they fucking are. Then it's like dairies and like cheeses. Oh, these are exotic products that can't be found in the wild. Okay, cool. And then it's like potatoes, grows in the fucking dirt, grows on a tree. Like you can get a seed and make your own. And then it's like meat, lives off a being that you have to kill, takes like tens of years to actually takes actually like 10 years, like takes years to cultivate a cow. Its meat is precious, and it's just like, this is potato grows in dirt once a year for 4 months, more expensive than a burger. Like, I don't fucking understand. I don't get it. You go to McDonald's, you spend like $5 for like a fry. Like, what? And you pay like $3 for a burger, and then you pay like $5 for a large fry, makes no fucking sense. Like, in vegetable oil, like nothing exotic about it. Like, it's just so backwards to me. It makes no sense to me. Anyway, yeah, the chips. So, anyway, the grocery store company, like the biggest company in Canada for grocers, they said, nope, we're not having that here. That's ludicrous. You can sell it somewhere else. We will not house your 3 for $9 chips. And they just sold their own brand for like $2 a bag. Like, what the fuck? But like, that's what happens when you have like multiple companies and people having standards and understanding the middleman and all this stuff. But when you have like an MMO where it's literally a monopoly, like there's no competition. OC has no competing currency. Like, it's not the Primo versus the OC versus the Terra coin. Like, there's no stock market. They have a 100% monopoly on what products come out and everything else. We just choose to live in their world and we pay their taxes and we do what we have to do. There's no competition within a game's universe until you get into like people actually doing bazaars, but that's just free money, which Cyberstep is completely shitting the bed on by not letting us sell certain shit. Like, by them not running a kiosk that changes every month, that's like, hey, for $10 you can get icicle punishment. For 100 pedos, you can get icicle punishment. The alternative to that is, hey, wait for an event to come back that you do not have to drop a dime in to get the best stuff in the gear. Makes, like, the best gear in the game. Sorry, I said the best stuff in the gear. The best gear in the entire game. How much does it cost? It's free! Just log in from January 1st to September 3rd, to February 3rd. Don't miss out. Oh, I missed out, but I really want this stuff that's fundamental to the game. Can I pay you guys to get it? No, fuck you. Okay. So what should I do? Just log in every day, collect OC that turns into restores by not playing the game. Like, Cyberstep actively advocates, because of just how the cards play out, you get rewarded for, like, not doing anything in this game. Like, I'm just really realizing that now, but you're fucking rewarded for log in every day, use your energy that regenerates like twice a day, use nothing more than that, just make sure you do it every single day, collect every OC you can, take advantage of every stall cell you can muster, and then just build OC over time, and then when an event actually comes out, like a Purg or Kotanoa or something that has like a broken ass thing that you just energy restore to get, blow your whole load on that you've been saving for months. They make no profit from it. You come out of it a demigod who presses L1 once or twice and clears a room, and they don't make money off it. Like, I don't get it. Like, there are tons of players in this game who are like, man, I would kill to have Solom. I would kill to have punishment. I'd kill to have Zunda Arrow. I'd kill to hit enemies while they're invincible, while they're respawning. Like, with these OPS skills. Like, there are people that would, like, drop $2,000 right now to 5-scroll Zunko, or to 5-scroll Kiritan, or to 5-scroll Idako, because they were just time exclusive, and they just don't exist. Like, I don't know why they don't have an NPC that just shows up once a month and it's like, hey, for these paid Daruma coins or paid OC or whatever, I'm willing to sell you Everlasting Gale for like $50. Like whoa! No, that's outrageous. That wouldn't happen because that's already established to be a free item. It comes back. But if it was like, hey, it's like, pay us like 500 OC and you can get like Icicle Punishment 7, 6, and 5 or something. Like, they can put it out there, and if no one buys it, they don't lose a dime because it's a digital asset that already exists. Like, a digital developer only loses money when they take time to make something new that no one buys. So, aka the Blaze Mag and the Mag after that. whatever it's called. I don't even, it doesn't even deserve to be remembered. It only needs to be remembered so that it's not repeated. They never specifically talked to me on the survey. I like honestly, they just collected the survey results. So like yeah, so they only just now collected the survey results. So they're still looking over that. Like right now, timeline wise, the surveys would have came out about my room and every other feedback we would have given. And then during the time the surveys were collected and read, they already made the Shiro event. They already made the Blaze Magatama. They already had planned for the April Fool's event. So right now, assuming they're reading all of them, maybe there's 100, 200 of them, probably not even that many. Now they'll start considering the surveys. And if they get good feedback, they could put out another survey every couple months. So we don't know how the surveys would have came out. But I see some other chat about the times and stuff. Like, if none of the times matter except for Oni Perg times, I don't know. For me, like I just have to see a video. Like, I just don't trust any time unless there's a video attached to it. No, Tensho, you can go in with 5 people, axe, world cleaver, switch to twin blades, get behind him, get the RNG, he doesn't go up, attack, 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 and then just have 4 of the 5 leave, reset, do it again, 4 of the 5 leave, reset, do it again, and you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's your timer, that's your top 5, and you're done. Like, easy peasy. Like, I don't, like, it, and it devalues those who actually put in the work, but like having these techniques known to the public, to the mass player base that actually go for times, like people know that when you load into the dungeon, you tap touchpad once, you tap it again, you go into the dungeon, you skip the load screen, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, you lower your inventory to where you have nothing so you load very quickly, you take off your clothes so everything loads faster. You play on a PS5, you go on boost mode, you play with an Ethernet cord. Like, you can do all of these little multifaceted things that add up, like just like swimmers shaving their body and doing all this stuff to go fast. Like, there's so many little tiny things you can do, meta knowledge, things to take advantage of. Even in Oni modes, you get an assist character. Like, so whoever has the best assist that doesn't die, that gives you the attack buff during the entire run, is going to be better than someone who doesn't have the assist or doesn't have the accessory. Or like, it's just, ooh, it gets really nitty gritty toxic when you get into all the little fucking specifications for like what it takes to do stuff. Like, is it worth to do? Like I said, like is it worth to spend like X $1,000 to get yourself a rig to get a time to put on your fridge? I don't know. Now, would it be different if you could get like... Now, there was a time when we did have Dungeon Dash, and you would get rewards based on getting like top 3 or whatever for a dungeon. I remember I was like 3rd place for like Mountain of Thorns one time. But like, we used to have that stuff, and it's all gone. Like, if if Oni had a system where if you were like top 3 for a dungeon, let's just say, so let's say like every month, if your name was in the top 3 spots for a dungeon, so let's say you were like number 1, you would get like 3 OC, and if you were number 2, you would get like, or let's say if you were number 1, you would get like 5 OC. If you were number 2, you would get like 4 OC. And if you were number 3, you would get 3 OC. And then if you were positioned 4 through 10, you'd get 1 OC. Like, if there was a system in place that every month, if you were in the top 10, you would just get cumulative, like a reward of 1 OC per dungeon that you were ranked for that, the rankings would fucking change instantly. People would just start devouring it. Like, and it would be like once per dungeon, not counting the different difficulties. No, but that's 5 OC per month per dungeon. So if you were number 1 for, let's say, every dungeon in the islands, right? Let's just say. So there's what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 islands. And let's say you were first place on all 8 of these. You are getting 40 OC every month. Like, unconditionally, unless someone takes you out. And then you would have people running every single dungeon in the game trying to get these top times. So then realistically, you could have like, let's say you're like a lower level player and you're just somehow the best at Daiku Cave normal, and someone's the best at hard and someone's the best at hell. Like, they wouldn't cancel each other out. You could all still get that. Like, if something just as simple as that was put into place, like to give players an actual desire, an actual incentive to actually be good at the game beyond, I cleared the dungeon, I got the rewards, what more do you want from me? If that was actually put in place, like, there'd be people fighting over the Lacus Mortis time, there'd be people fighting over Marlin's Den in, or you know, just random ass dungeons, beyond just being like obsessive compulsive about it. Like, you'd actually, like, once you put the incentive to make a profit out of your effort, you would actually then start to see people give a shit. Like, really, like, people that actually, like, don't give a fuck, but they're fucking whales in this game, they'd get up and be like, oh, you can save me money? And they get up and the whole, like, lichen and moss that's been attached to their body just, like, starts to crumble and snap, and it's just the giant is on the prowl. Like, then you'd start to see people really go for shit. Because then it's like, oh, I can get 5 OC per dungeon I do good at, and you just, like, if you just got top 10 for every dungeon in the game, you could get, like, I don't even know how many dungeons there are, but you could probably get, like, 300 OC a month. Like, easy, like, $30 a month just for playing the game. Fuck. That's like an hour of restores, like, free. That's, like, just if you were top 10. If you were, like, number 1 for fucking everything, you would make, like, 3 times that. You'd get, like, $150 every month worth of, like, free OC. Like, 15 restores a month? Fuck, man. It's not much in the grand scheme of things. Even at that low amount, it's still something. Like, fuck, we log in every day for 10. Like, fuck. But I'm just saying, like, then you actually have, like, a real incentive. Then you really see people coming out of the woodwork and putting their power where it matters. Like me, if I'm gonna farm something, I'm gonna bring Genbu. I'm gonna kill every mob with Genbu and take, like, twice as long as somebody else, and I'm going to get all the drops I need. Like, I was getting, like, 3 Neoteros an hour. I'm like, oh, this is great. Hey, Novlet, how you doing? So, anyway, rant aside, talking about meta of the game and things like that. Yeah, so the April Fool's thing is over. It ended about 38 minutes ago. The goal was to get 500 carrots. If you did, you did. If you didn't, oh well. You missed out on some soul eggs, about the equivalent of not logging in for a month, which is everyone's problem. Pretty bad. What's the matter over there? Is your picture Corin? Anyway, like a pink-haired Corin. Mila Maxwell. That's Tales of the Abyss. No, that's not Tales of the Abyss. Tales of Zillia. I played like an hour of that game. So you said that she just disappeared? Yeah, she did. She disappeared as quickly as she came. She had like a fixed spawn based on time. So Izuna's gone. How many carrots did we get? Like I know we played for like an hour. I got 1,000 April carrots. There would have been tons of time to get carrots. Absolutely. So in total, I would have had like 1,300. But basically, like if you only played the event, like the Shiro event, you're not gonna get carrots like at all. Look at this. There's so many new 129s. I don't even recognize these guys. I love it. I love it. Look at Shotgun Willie. He just started this game. He doesn't even know what he's in store for, but he's ready. He's ready. What day is it? Sunday? Monday? It's Monday. That is Spear Card Day. Nah, not really. I was kind of waiting for my achievements to roll over so I could do them. Yeah. So how do you guys feel about this event so far, like the Shiro event? I feel like it's a very small event. Like I feel like we're gonna play the event for like 2 weeks and then that'll be done. If you do a bad and don't manage your friendship items, is your account just dead in the water? No. You don't have to manage friendship items at all. No. It can be rectified incredibly quickly to get all your friendship items back. Like, realistically, it's my horse that's making a noise. I was like, who the fuck's horse? Anyway, how do I click on things? Because that's not even working. So each of your partners, if they were all to go to level 30, would need about 3,000 friendship items of their desired, like that they want, to reach that level. And only one of them goes to 30. So realistically, you just need to get like 5,500 friendship pendants. Like if you get like 5,000 of each friendship item, you're done. You've leveled up every character to max. And it's really, now that they changed the algorithm to where you get friendship items everywhere you go, it doesn't matter what level the mobs are in proportion to yourself. You literally can't mismanage friendship items at all. Like, unless you wanted Moroku at, like, a certain negotiation level, like, if that's something you could do on an alt, grab it and sell it to yourself, like, if you want a Grim Reaper axe for an ornamentation or something like that. But beyond that, no, you can't mismanage friendship items. Like, the goal is to just max out the characters. If you just play the game, you just max them out. And some characters max out at 25, some at 30, some at 27, and so on. So no, you can't mismanage friendship items. It has no bearing on how good or bad your account is. Hey, that's Tekkadan. Okay, so I do like that they made Izuna just have all the dungeons, as opposed to like a bunch of crystals, which is like kind of reminiscent of the Honda event. And honestly, like, I find the Honda event was, like, one of the best events we've had in a long time. Because you had, like, knowledge mags, you had awesome rewards, like marrows, you had every day get your 50 energy limited restore, get your 6 other restores. Like, oh, this event's reminiscent of that without the knowledges. Brother! Like, you're just probably not running the right dungeons to get, like, a shit ton of them. But 117 is kind of like the new, like, 100. Like, it is what it is. It's never really, like, how many, your level's never really true. Like, level's not really reflective of like your true power level. So mainly it just comes down to your gear. Oh, he jumped. I'm not used to him jumping. Like, honestly, I'd rather you be like I'd rather you be 117 and know that you're not as good as you should be than someone who's like 128 and thinks they're like the toughest shit in the world and they can't do a dungeon on hell. Like it's wow, everyone's here at reset. But like even in real life, it's like the how does that saying go? It's like the smart people know they don't know everything, and the dumb people know that like the dumb people think they know everything, and the smart people know that they don't know enough. So the fact that you realize that you have room for growth and you should be better is indicative that you actually know what you're doing. Damn, almost took him out. Has anyone ever one-rounded this guy? Like, just got the RNG, like unplugged their Ethernet cord or did something crazy? Oh, shit. They probably have. Like the other day, someone was asking me tips, and they said they had knowledge mags at the other side, and I asked them like what ornaments they had, and they said they don't have any ornaments. I'm like, that's like, I don't even know. That's like playing competitive Pokemon without having any EVs in your Pokemon. Like you didn't do anything. You just exist. You didn't put clothes on today. You just walk around naked. I think my favorite move is his Sonic Spirit Blade Impact Slash. I like that move. Oh. Hey, Tamariki? I can't say your first name, Nax. Nax? Okay, I can say Nax. Yeah, there's less and less people playing. Like, you'll see less and less streams for Oni because, like, all that's really left is JPPC. And, as far as English communities, it's Steam and Switch and PS4 English. And we merge with JP. So unless you're watching, like, the JP YouTubers, and there's, like, 4 or 5 of them, and then the English ones, there's not much. But the game's doing good. We get new events every month, every 2 months. The loading screen's so much faster. The best place to farm April carrots was yesterday. It's over. You can't get them anymore. It was like Bonjiro Island, but the event's over. You can't get them anymore. Carrots are done. I don't even know if the achievements are still here or not, actually. I'm gonna get these achievements, though. Oh, yeah, PS5, yeah. I don't know why your whole comment got, like, it just said, like, really fast. And then, what's this event for? Oh, they took out the achievements, too. They're gone. They're straight up gone. All of them. You can't even look at them anymore. Wow. I don't know how they do that. Oh, I already had the achievement list open. I was like, what? Anyway. This event is about doing a little story with Amakuso Shiro. That's Inuza. I can't say her name. Inuza. What is that, Axe? Who is that? Chichiro? Cool. Amakusa Shiro. You do this story with him, and he fights Dullahan. And he's got an exchange shop. It's got cool stuff in it. First thing I did was I got this Vanguard scrap. Oceania. Yeah. Yeah, that was the EU server. That one was like dead on arrival because they just like released the server and filled it up with power creep, made everyone get everything for free, and then like people had no reason to spend, and the game just died in the water. Plus, the government in the EU was like cracking down on loot boxes and shit. What are some places to farm friendship items around level 110 to 115? Any dungeon that has a lot of mobs in it. You could do Secluded Forest in Kaga. You can do the islands like Banjiro, Wananashi. You could do Echigo Estate if you want. I rolled for Shiro? No, I did not. No. With Shiro being like the 5th Mountain Vanguard released this year, I have no need for him. Like, realistically, you have, like, in terms of Mountain, you have, like, Keiji. I think that Kotaro girl was also Mountain, and I did not get her. Honda was Mountain. Someone else was Mountain, and I just don't know who they are. But, like, them alone, like, releasing a Mountain Vanguard after releasing, like, the strongest Mountain characters, it's just like, nah, I don't need this. And he's not a waifu, so it's my brother. But no, I didn't get him. Have they done anything to make it easy to make a new character? Yeah. You can make a new character, and then in a week, like less than a week, you could be level 100. You could be level 125. Like, there's an experience dungeon. So long as you use energy and just kill crystals, you could be, like, really high level in no time. Like, not, like, the upper echelons of, like, 130 plus, but you could reach, like, 120 plus in, like, a week or so, just dedicating your energy to leveling up. Then you get the Myriad King weapons. They carry you through the story. And then you just go from there. You go get your 105s. You go get your Satan weapons, etc., etc. I need to pull up the bigger chat. I don't know why YouTube wants to, like, cut off all your guys' chats. Bothers me. You're going for the accessory and only got $6.99. Oh, okay. I didn't see all that. Oh, you got a Lucifer? Nice. Yeah, his accessories OP is all hell. Absolutely. But it's a, like, oof. Like, if you're a sword user, his accessory... If I was a sword user, I'd be rolling. But I'm not. So... But if you were a sword user... I only have 90? Oh, I did the weird dungeon. I was like, what the fuck? But, like... I'm trying to think, like... In terms of mountain, like, I have mountain covered. Like, I do not... Like, I don't understand why... And I was talking about this earlier. Like, I just don't understand Cyberstep's, like, money. And it comes down to the disconnect of them not playing the game. Like... Cyberstep could release like the Cyberstep releases KG, and then you'll try to sell you like a Fire Vanguard the next month, and it's like, what? Like, why? Like, what you're trying to sell me a bottle of water when we're going down a freshwater river? Like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it. Riku is the other really good Mountain Vanguard. That's who it was. Like, I don't get it. Yeah. Shiro's accessory is amazing. Absolutely good. Very good. Like, if I was still in a position where... Like, accessory-wise, I'll talk about accessories really quick, actually. Can we see accessories from here? We can. Can we search by own, or do they not occupy the same... They don't occupy the same space. That's so stupid. What the fuck? You can have 2 at 1? Fuck. That's so stupid. Oh, that's funny. Like, some of the... Incredible Wins. It's pretty easy on our server. They made it so that like shoes drop on hard, so you don't even have to do hell for horses unless you like beyond getting your recipe. You have no need to do hell for horses. You can just run hard, and it's like a 2-3 minute run. They made it incredibly easy, and a lot of events have horseshoe support. Like the last event we just had like 50 horseshoes. Yeah, yeah, the horses. It was a 3-day window, and the event didn't have enough mobs, so people just didn't get stuff. I did the islands for an hour, and I got like 15 or 1,200 of them or whatever. It's pretty chill. Yeah. We're talking about accessories real quick. I wish they could like you could sort by like good accessories. Like an example of like a staple good accessory. Oh yeah, I know the grind was real for sure. It was way different. Like Ibaraki Doji is a solid accessory for like twins. Like you get 10 critical, 15% attack, SP, 10 fire, 10 lightning, and 70 affinity for your class. Amazing. It's still like one of the best twin accessories in the game. For no reason. And then you get like this one, and it's like the exact same thing, but less affinity. It's like, oh. And this one is just straight trash. But like long ago, like the first accessory ever is what I'm wearing right now, the Miyamotos, because like the Musashis, because you get bonus drops for using them. But like this was like the staple accessory back in the day, which was 15% attack. Like this is the gold standard. 15% attack, 15% SP, whatever. Slice, 10 holy, 10 critical, and then 50 affinity for 2 things. Like this was like attack, affinity, critical. Holy shit. Like that was like the best accessory at the time. Like for like a 2-month period. And then like what came out that was like better than this? There was like nothing better than Musashi's until like where's N? Oh my god, N is so hard. Nobunaga. That was like this was like the definitive accessory for like a whole year. Like if you didn't already have an accessory that was your class, this accessory, even though it had 35 bow affinity, 35 twin affinity, was used by like everyone because it had 20% attack, 10 critical, 10 cooldown, and a little bit of movement speed. But the fact that the most definitive thing about an accessory is if an accessory has a high attack percent, critical 10 plus, and cooldown 10 plus, that was god tier. That was those 3 things definitive. Some of the best shit in the entire world. Like even to this day, I know Lyra will like put down an Akane accessory for Odas because it gives cooldown and critical. Like it's just goddamn. I wish I could ornament. I wish I had an ornamentation, 10 chakra, get like 10% attack, 10 crit, 10 cooldown. That would be the ornamentation of life. Like that alone is just that's so good. And then I actually don't have KGs to like talk about them, but like people use KGs because they're 25% attack, 15% to both your defenses, 30 to 3 different elements. Like beautiful accessories. Riku Lunar Light, I actually use these occasionally. They have 10% attack, but they had like 15 cooldown and 10 crit. Like I'm like 15 cooldown, I'll use that. But then fast forward to today. Like if you compare like Miyamoto accessories to Shiro's accessories, like 5 years later, like it's the power creep is so raw, on these accessories right here. Shiro, 15% HP. Like we're almost at 4 lines of text at this point. 15% HP, 25% attack, 15 fucking critical. 30 holy, 30 mountain, 20 slice, 70 sword affinity, 10%, 10 attack speed, which is minimal, 5 movement speed, and 15% to your defenses. There was a time when the only way to get defense percent realistically was to have
a raid or a white brilliance. Like that was like the only way to get defense percent, and it was actually like OP. And then the Kotanoa mags had defense percent, and that breaks the game. Like goddamn, this weapon I'm holding gives me like 30% defense when I go under half. Like I've hit defense cap in like the recent like 6 months. Like it was like, oh, that's what it is, 60k. Okay. But this accessory, like when you get 2 of this, if you just like think about it for a second, you wear 2 of these. This like accessories are basically like 0 chakra mags essentially. So you wear 2 of these, you get like a full double faded worth of HP plus 4 rolls of faded contractor 7878. So like if you wore 2 of these and you had like 2 Shiros could actually make you not even need faded contractor realistically, like, or at least not want it, because you could get like 30 crit, or you would get 30 crit. So you would have like a base crit of like, well, what is base crit, like 16 crits usually base with dex, 17 crit. So if you had like 17 crit plus 2 of these, you're going to like 47 crit, which is damn near 50 crit, which is like enough. And then you might have 1 roll of faded on something. You're at like 50 plus crit. You don't even need crit. So like you've definitely hit like crit force max somewhere along the lines. You have like max fucking element. Like, or if you do have crit, you're like 80-90 crit all the time. Like, it's insane. So you get like 30% extra HP, fantastic. You're like 30k HP depending on your build. You get like 50% attack, plus 140 affinity for your class. And then like 60 holy, 60 mountain, 40 slice for your lunge steps, 20 attack speed, 10 movement speed, and 30% to your defenses. Like, perfect. Mwah, 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 mwah. Beautiful. Fantastic. Like, amazing. Like, how the fuck? Like, you compare that to, like, Miyamoto's, and it's, like, 30% SP, 30% attack, 20 critical to 30, compared to 30, only 20 holy, only 20 slice, and only 100 affinity. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, it doesn't feel like that much of a power creep, because both are effective, and having either of them is better than having none of them. But, like, goddamn. Absolutely good. And then they'll make accessories like this, and then they'll turn around this summer and release like Speedo Shiro accessories, and they'll have like 25% affinity, like skill force on them, and they'll be completely dog shit, and Cyberstep just doesn't understand. They just don't understand. And the biggest problem of Cyberstep not understanding that some accessories are just complete shit is that the people roll in the same unit for the Vanguard as there is the accessory. So if they look at the data and they see that 10, or let's say 50 people spend like $200+ on the unit that has Vanguard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Platinum unit, and the accessories, and the outfits, they don't know what people were aiming for. They just looked at people threw $200 at the dartboard. They don't actually know where the darts are landing. Like, they can't figure it out. The only way is if they looked at someone's purchase history and see like, oh, they stopped after they got 2 accessories and they had 3 Vanguards. Now, is that because they wanted the accessory? Is that because they ran out of money? Is that because before they got 2 accessories, they got 5 Vanguards? Or like, how do we know? Did they get pissed off? Like, how do you measure what a player was going for when they rolled? They can't measure that, or they don't have the time to look at that data. Like, I don't think they have enough data analysts to look at what people are spending for. They could release like a bad Vanguard. Let's just say who is a bad Vanguard really quick. Like, who's in this unit? Kenshin. Kenshin's a bad Vanguard. Okay, so let's say what's in this unit? You have Satan, Fujin, Valkyrie, Usugi Kenshin, and Oda. Who's good in here? Oda, Valkyrie, Fujin, and Satan. Basically, they're actually all decent Vanguards. Um, Now, let's say someone rolls this and they get 5 Kenshins in a row and they stop. Did they stop because did they stop because they got the Vanguard they wanted, or did they stop because fuck this unit, this is shit? How does Cyberstep supposed to know? Like, how do they know? Are they gonna go and look and see, well, what level is their Kenshin? Their Kenshin is level 1 and they have like 6 unused scrolls. It doesn't matter. They already made their money at point of purchase. They have no data to collect. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna post-mortemly go look and see, what did people do with what they spent? What the fuck do we care? They already spent the money. So, like, and that's the thing. Like, okay, so they release these new outfits. Are they rolling this unit because they want the outfits, or are they rolling it because they want Oda, Satan, and Valkyrie and Fujin? How do we know? But, like, that's the thing. Like, if people give themselves a budget, like, there are times when I'll be like, oh, I want this Vanguard, and I roll, and I don't get what I want, I stop. I'm not that crazy. Like, I feel like I'm very tame for getting stuff. Like, I remember I spent like $120 on like a white outfit, like a white dress. So, like, but I got Vanguards at the same time. Like, well, does Cyberstep know that I was going for the dress? Do they know that I was going for Vanguards? Do they know that I ran out of money? They don't know. They have no idea. Like, you know what would really help? You know what would really help their R&D development team, like, to let people know? If you could, like, select something to make it heavy, like, I talk about this in Genshin, like, when you do artifacts, like, if you could just select a stat to weigh, to make it, like, more often to get this. But legit, like, if I could look at a unit, like, let's say we look at Shiro's unit, and it's just like, oh, I really don't want to get Musashis, because I have, like, 20 Musashis. I have, like, 7 Leviathans. But I'm okay getting Lucifer, Tritail, or Shiro. If I could, like, put, like, hey, make Shiro heavy and make Miyamoto incredibly light, like, cut her rate in half and double his rate, well, guess what that tells Cyberstep? Oh, people want Shiro, they don't want Miyamoto. You know? Or, like, if I could, like, do something like that, like, let's say in the outfit section, I could say, like, I want this. I don't want, like, this. You know? Like, if in every section you could, like, tweak it to be like, hey, I want this the most. Like, apart from players getting what they want more often than not, it also signals to Cyberstep, hey, this player wanted this. This player wanted that. Like, apart from that, there's literally just people not rolling for stuff, like the Blaze Magatama. And then, like, what metadata does Cyberstep get from that? It's either, like, nobody rolls for the Blaze Magatama, and they're like, what the fuck's up with this? Or, you know, like, we don't get to, like, send feedback, like, in Genshin, where it's just like, hey, how did you feel about this unit? And it's just like, I'm saving for Zhao. Like, you can't tell them that. Like, if we had little, like, Neon Koropon feedbacks there, like, be like, why didn't, like, did you roll at all this month? And it's like, no, I'm waiting for Collapsing Blade Sublime for Spear to come out. Why? Because we missed it during the merge, and it does 100 million damage every time I hit L1. That's what I want. Like, I want Collapsing Blade Sublime. I want Shoal Slash. I want Funerary Feathers. I have money, but you guys won't let me spend it. You keep putting out stupid shit that don't matter. Anyway. But yeah, case in point, his accessory is really fucking good. But I really, really think Cyberstep has a problem with just determining data because they don't play their game. Like, do you think Cyberstep runs simulations to see how long it takes to get a 5-scroll Shiro? Like, do you think they run that sim? Like, do they know? Like, it's the same thing with government spending through taxes. Like they get everyone's taxes unconditionally through income tax or sales tax or whatever, but there's no repercussions on the government to decide like how money is spent or where it goes beyond like petty polling and supposed election stuff and whatever. Like once they have it, it's all in their choice. So they have no incentive to do things right, like ever, at all. What is that? That's a cool looking sword. That's them Gaka holes. But like, there's no incentive. Like, if Cyberstep had to like get every Vanguard 5 scrolled every single update, like sure they can print the money and just give themselves infinite OC to do it, but if they actually had to do it, if every month a new Vanguard was released, Cyberstep had to do a live stream of getting that character 5 scrolled, they would start to fucking listen. Like, because I do that not every time because that'd be insane and I'd run out of money and it would just be a waste of time. But like, if you could just look in their inventory and be like, well, how many Miyamotos do you have, Cyberstep? And they have like 45 Miyamotos. Like, it would just be like jaw-dropping. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, how many times do I do a stream and I open inventory and I just go down this list and someone's like, whoa, 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 what the fuck's up with this? And mine's not even that crazy. There are whales in this game. I was talking to someone yesterday and he said he put like 700 into Genshin, and I said, what the fuck did you spend 700 in Genshin on? He said, nothing, I just put it in and I'm waiting. I'm like, what? What the fuck? I said, can I link you my PayPal? Like, fuck. And it's just, there are people like that. There are people that are just like, they don't trust themselves to leave money in their bank account. They just, I'll put it into the game. Like, what are you doing with it? Nothing. Just put it in the game. Like, what? Like, what are you doing? But you don't have to do it. Like, I feel like gacha players need to play, like, card games. Because card games will teach you that whenever you have a card that can be played at any time possible, best time to play it is, like, the last moment before you need it. Because if you play your really good card, like, before you need to, someone's going to be like, oh, I hadn't considered that. I'm going to change my whole strategy and fuck you over. Instead of they already use their resources and then you say, no, fuck you, then you actually do something about it. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's a common sense tool that people just don't get. Is like, if something can be done at any time, just do it at the last possible minute or when it's actually necessary. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't... It feels like a common sense thing that you don't see enough of. I'm looking for a Vanguard. I don't know why. Because I figured it's time to do the achievements. Anyway. I like how this April Fool's, like, get your stuff is just turned into, like, ranting about, like, the game's mechanics and shit. And, like, the problems with it. But yeah, like, if Cyberstep did a Let's Play. Like, not even a Let's Play. Like, if they did, like, dev streams where they actually play. Like, if you watch the Genshin dev streams, they're just walking around with a Traveler with a Dull Blade. They don't even show damage numbers. Like, it's all so out of touch. It's so fake. It's so fake when you watch actual, like, development gameplay. Like, when was the last time a developer actually, like, played a game with a build and wasn't just made up numbers and it's just, look at this, it's cool, and then they just, like, flip over to the next shit. Have I tried Honda? Yeah. Honda takes out... I killed every boss with Honda. Yeah. I could summon Honda right now. Sure. Like, even one of the games that I liked, I used to like it, Fire Emblem Heroes, like they do, like, you'll see more stuff from their devs, but now the more that their devs are getting involved, all we see is just printing power creep. Like, they don't talk about mechanics or strategy, how to beat the old characters released. It's literally just print new power creep to print new power creep. Like, it's bad. It's bad. Like, they don't think of solutions of how to beat problems. And then they're doing so much, what's that word? Making problems and then selling the solutions. Like, making an illness and selling the drug that cures the problem. Like, it's like that all the time. Like, it's like, hey, we made this really OP character. Everybody's got this character. It's really made all these modes very toxic. You character with your old characters? How about we release a new character that is so toxic they counter the old character? Well, that sounds great. Cool. I can't see how this goes wrong. And then it's like, great. Well, did you know that the people who got the really toxic character last time, they also got the new toxic character, which coincidentally counters themselves. So, like, nothing changed? Correct. I see. Fantastic. That really makes me shaking my boots from grabbing my wallet. I want to buy the new toxic character that beats the old toxic character. And then it goes on forever until finally you realize you're back to square one, where like rock beats paper and paper beats scissors, because every character's ability nullifies every other character's abilities. And then eventually we'll reach a point where Yu-Gi-Oh! Goes back to summoning monsters and they attack, because everything just nullifies everything else and nothing happens and we can enjoy the game. Like, we go so far one way that we come back the left side. I don't know. Like, I'm seeing so much of that in so many games. Am I not in attack mode? This guy is so annoying. He just wastes time. This guy's a monster typing who Honda is like bad to. Anyway. I'm just gonna ignore that she's bad to monster type. Real quick. Fuck that. Yes, I agree. Like, Kenshin should be there. Fuck, who else should be there? I think I feel like I had this topic the other day, last time I streamed, and we talked about it, and I forgot about it. Like, characters that should be, like, absolute... Oh my god, we talked about that the other day. That was crazy. Anyway, like, Siegfried should be a gold Vanguard. Like, we should have Vanguards in every tier. Like, there should be, like, blue... Well, maybe not blue Vanguards, but, like, green Vanguards. Red should have a ton of Vanguards in it. Absolutely. Like, every gold Vanguard should be, like, red Vanguards, honestly. Like, Siegfried could be, like, a gold Vanguard. Azura could be a gold Vanguard. Well, fuck, man. That changes... That's a lot. Azura could do damage cap, but does that fucking matter? No. Who could be... Like, Dart Miyamoto... I'm not even serious. Like, Dart Miyamoto should be a gold Vanguard. Kodro Flying Swallow should be a gold Vanguard. Sasuke should be a gold Vanguard. Himiko should be a gold Vanguard. Fuck, on the phone game, Genai and Izuna are gold Vanguards. You can't even buy them. They put them in the gacha. I don't have any opinion on shooting, so I don't know, but he's probably a gold Vanguard. Hideyoshi and Katsui should honestly be gold Vanguards. Honest to fuck. They don't do anything. Like, they don't do enough of anything. Gawain should be a gold Vanguard. Kenshin should be a gold Vanguard. Shingen should be a gold Vanguard. Like, essentially, this would be like the reverse of making a 6-star character in a game. Like, in some games you have 5 stars and then they just have 6 stars. But instead of making 5 stars, 4 stars. Like, fuck, man. I don't even... I want to put Ho-Oh in the gold tier, but I can't. I don't know why. Uh, the lower we get, like, the less, like, the better the character. Ono, I don't even know how to feel about Ono. Everything down. Okay, Luna stages should be gold. Ibis could be gold. Asaka and Chihiro should be gold. Like, yeah, like there should be vanguards that are gold. I don't think any mounts should be gold. Well, I guess Hound Dog and Bind should be gold because they're like free. Like they should be gold. Ifrit should honestly be a gold mount. Honest to God, Ifrit should be in the gold section. I think that makes sense to me. Like, if you ever get like Leviathan, Ifrit is just dwarfed. Like I couldn't believe it that one time where my Leviathan died. I'm like, I'll just summon Ifrit, I'll be fine. And I just hated life. I just hated life. I was just like, everything Ifrit does, Leviathan just does better for less. Hey Travis, no I did not. I don't have a need for him. He ain't no waifu, and we've gotten like 5 mountain vanguards. We've gotten Honda, we've gotten Riku, we've gotten Keiji, we've gotten Kojiro. Like, I have no need for that. I do like this is the Kishin. Oh, I'm trying to pick up drops. Look at me, I'm a fool. But I like this is like the Kishinden music. I like that. You know you can't skip any of these cutscenes. They just don't let you. My cooldown feels off. That was 100 hits? So they have 1 billion health. Okay. Damage cap 100 times. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, let me get that blaze mag real quick. Do that in like 99 hits. That's so bad. Oh, fuck. That's so true. Shit. Oh. Is this a toxic Vanguard? Is Honda toxic? I don't know. She does an instant charge. She's only good at 2 elements. She's fucking great. Maybe. I was asked to use her if she was any good. Like, does she work in this event? And I said yes. That's what I want right there. My energy restores. 4 energy restores. Saving for Purg. What am I looking for? Honestly, like, with these 3 dungeons, this is like, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, okay, so Headless Cops Dungeon gets you, like, the same drops as White Wolf and Ridiculous Caverns. Like, you get 130 of one for, well, I get 130 of one for White Wolf, and then I get 130 of the other one for Ridiculous. And then by doing Headless Cops, which is a faster dungeon, I get the same drops of the other two for the same energy cost. The only argument they have is, well, you get achievements, so do the other ones. If there were no achievements, these other two dungeons would never be touched. Like, in any other game, Headless Cops would give you, like, half as many drops as the other two. But no, you go energy positive on this dungeon. It's so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Bothers the shit out of me. It so bothers me because, like, they have no conscious concern of their own meta that they create. They just don't understand. Like, fuck, it bothers me. Okay, so do I have the right staff? Sure. Who's with me? Whee! But I did say it earlier, yeah, Honda beats this guy up, no problem. Mountain or no mountain doesn't matter. Monster type, no monster type doesn't matter. Part of me wants to try Shizuka. Like, I'm actually gonna try it right now. I can. It's just, you asked me if Honda worked. I'm gonna tell you Honda works. I just want to know if Shizuka does damage. I've been so fascinated on Battle Maiden Shizuka for like a month. She's weak to monster type. I want to know how much damage she's gonna do. But yeah, if you have KG, you just walk in, do KG, and this dungeon takes you a minute and a half. Not even. But not everyone has KG. And I've tried it. You can use KG all element weapon, doesn't matter. But you see, I only have 20 energy. And I only get to run this dungeon like 3 times a day. Or whatever. So I might as well try something new. Like, if I were to like stream this event every single day, it would be like a 10-minute stream. Because it'd be, oh, KG, da-da-da-da-da, done. Do one run of Wolf, one run of that. Like... yeah. I've never been a fan of, lunge step to fill up. I'm always a first aid kind of guy. Like, take a minute, get no damage to your Vanguard, don't waste prayer crystals, don't waste soul eggs, don't waste Shenlong. Just sit here and do this, and then just go in. It's sort of like meditating before a fight. Like Jiren. But normally I have like a bow in case something goes wrong. Or I used to use Bright Homing. Oh, use lunge step to kill him? Oh, well. I ain't no sword user, so that ain't happening. Anyway, let's see if I can actually do damage to him. But fuck. I didn't know he could do that. Oh, I did like shit damage. Holy shit. Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna pretend I'm like 12. Oh no. She does shit damage. Oh my god. Why do I take 0? I don't understand. Wow. I'm gonna die. Wow. She's horrible. Wow. Was that 11 mil? I'm just gonna get out of Vanguard. Fuck this. Wait, it's not dead? Wait, what? It teleported? Get out of here. Get out of here. He has attacks? I have no idea. Wow. Wow, I'm gonna die. Lose your head. Oh, there it goes. Oh shit. But like, this is the sort of stuff you miss out on if you just like KG everything. Like, you don't even know. It can teleport? Oh yeah, yeah. But I didn't know it went invincible on teleport. He teleports. This fight is such a joke compared to like the original Yogg. Like, what the hell? We used to die all the time. Like, shit sucked. Wait, how's he hitting me? Fuck, I died. I'm just like, I should have wore holy mags. Damn. Jesus Christ.
Together them are tied 3-3. That's the finals.
Yeah?
Live. You got the first goal, his own assist.
Yeah. Like, if you just use Ice Cold Punishment. Exactly. Like, it's a shame I DC'd. Really is. Well, how long was that, actually? Yeah. 2.5 hours. And, like, that's, like, a thing. Like, it's like, you could go this entire event and just use Shiro, or just use, what do you call it? Just use Shiro, or just use an actual holy build, or just use KG, and you'd never know what this boss is like, because it's like a minute and a half, you're done. Minute 10, minute 11, minute. Like, it's just like, you can trivialize this game, or you can make you have to respect this game. Because you can go into something with like the shittiest build possible and actually have a hard boss fight. Or you can go into something and just delete it. Exactly. Like, he is so cool. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't be... Like, Dullahan looks so cool. Like, there's no reason, like... If we actually fought him in parties, like, he should be a boss that, like, we have to find his head, but his body turns into a clone per person, and they're all going after each person in the party while we're trying to find his head. and like one of his heads should be and his head should be disguised as one of the 4 clones. Like, that would have been such a better way to fight this boss. Like, and that's another problem, is that at one point in the game, when Lucifer and Mephi came out, Cyberstep just suddenly decided that this MMORPG requires you to be single player. And it's just at that point on, it's just like, oh, and Purple Mephi. Like, the game just, it was Purple Mephi, not regular Mephi, but Lucifer and Purple Mephi, the game just dictated to us by one bad fucking decision. Like, on Cyberstep's behalf, they changed the entire meta from, hey, rely on your teammates to get through things that you can't get through, to no, you must be so goddamn good at this game that you must be able to solo everything, period. Because you might end up at a point in the story where you have to solo something, and if you can't, fuck you until you're good enough to do it. And at that single point in the game, they changed the game for the worse. Because now it came down to, I don't need to play with friends, I need to be good enough to do this on my own. If I play with somebody else, it better increase my time or else there's no fucking point. That was the turning point in Oni's time frame, where shit went in a bad direction. Like, the minute an MMO makes you solo something that is plot relevant and literally says, hey, here is the paywall, if you can't get through this on your own, fuck you, I never want to see you again, and goodbye. But make sure you log in every day and pay your tidings. Beyond that, goodbye. Like, that to me is like, it just bewilders me that they did that. And we're in like podcast mode because there's no more gameplay. But like, that shit drives me right up the wall. Like, yesterday I was trying to help someone with this event, and they said, I need help with the headless cops. And I said, okay, sure, let's go do it. And he said, no, it's the, I went in and like he didn't come in. And he's like, no, it's the Shiro version. I said, what? He says, yeah, I need to beat the Amakase Shiro. I'm like, just turn into a Vanguard and win. And he's like, well, no, it's not enough. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, I can't help you. I've already done my 3 runs for the day. Like, that shit too. Dungeons having limits. That's another piss off. Not just story shit being gatekeep to like being by yourself or whatever, but also tries. That drives me right. Like, oh, you only get 3 Oni modes a day, and one of your friends needs help, but you can't help them because you already did your 3 runs today before you went to work. Oh, you can't help. Like, fuck, that drives me up a wall. They need to change that. They need to change. I wish I would have put that in my survey. But literally the fact that they need to change it from 3 tries or 5 tries or whatever, how many tries you get of a dungeon a day, from tries to rewards. Like, I should be allowed to help people do Oni Lucifer or Oni whatever every day. Like, yeah, with Star OP. Yeah, exactly. That's who I was talking to. That's exactly the guy. He has like the slash through the the diagonal one. But like that, if they could change like 3 things, it's literally like, if you could make it so that there are no, like, the tries are just how many times you can actually get rewards from a dungeon. It's not, hey, can you help me with Palace of Rain? No, I'm saving it for my friends tonight. I can't help you. It's like, someone just doesn't understand that concept. And it just doesn't fucking make sense. If we could change that, if we could change the option to, like, you don't have enough energy to do this dungeon. Would you like to do it for free? Yes. Great. Do that. Genshin does that. Yeah. They look how fast they fixed the Honda event when they realized the 3 times limited Honda dungeon was a mistake. That's right. Yeah, we could do it as many times as we want. And you know what I did, right? When I found out we could do the Honda dungeon as much as we wanted to, I didn't do it because I'm like, oh, I'll just do it later. Like, but yeah, exactly. Like, they jump right on that, but they don't, like, exactly. Like, they hate that shit. Oh, you can only do this 3 times a day. It's like, well, so you're telling me not to play your game?
You want me to play for 2 minutes and log off? Like, fuck. Like, that's the shit I don't get with gacha games. You have people willing and ready to, like, log in and just play the fuck out of your game. And you're like, no. Genshin's even more so like, no. 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 Can I play your game? No. What if I pay 10 energy? Maybe. No. You only get 3 runs a day. Hey, I want to play again. No. Hey, the weather's great. Can I go play baseball outside today? No. Why? Because. What? Fuck you. What? I'm really passionate about your game. Can I play? No. Like, that would be like if all of your Yu-Gi-Oh cards had a QR code on them, and you. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Anyway. And, fuck, that's a good idea. QR codes on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. On a playing card. That's a good idea, actually. Shit. But if they all had QR codes on them, and it's like, no, you played too many Mystical Space Typhoons today. No. 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 Stop. It's like, no. Oh, you want to play this one tournament mode in this game? Oh, you already played it more than 3 times today? You can't play it anymore. Are there any rewards? No. Can I play it? No. Oh, okay. No. I'll pay you to play it. No. Like, oh my god. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. It's like, hey, this game is a form of escapism. Can I do that one thing that makes me happy? No. What? Hey, can I help my friends? No. But how do you expect them to know? You need a certain vanguard to get through this dungeon. Who is it? Maida Keiji. Can I get them right now? No. Oh, what do you want me to do? Nothing. How does this give you money? It doesn't. Oh. Like, what? Come on. Anyway, alright. So, I crashed. Nothing more for me to do. My energy's wasted. Or used. It's kind of nice out. Gotta go figure out lunch. So, that was a pleasant stream. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the topics as much as I did. I mean, half the time I'm just preaching to the choir because you guys understand because you've lived through the same problems. I think I'm going to go figure out what lunch is and then go have a nice Sunday. And a nice Sunday to all of you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you got your horse head stuff from the Valentine's, or not Valentine's, what was it, April Fool's? And I'll see you next time. Leave a comment and stuff. If you're watching it later and you got any comments on the things mentioned in the video, please leave comments. I like seeing them. I like responding to them, seeing your guys' thoughts. And hopefully we can talk about it next time. Good luck with the event. Get that scrap, by all means. Then get the mag powders. Then go from there. My controller's gonna die too? Fuck.